Okay, thank you. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us today. I am here with my wellness partners and family members. I've got Melinda and Delina, and we're going to share with you a little bit of why we are here and why we are doing what we're doing. So my name is Michelle. I am the owner of Resurgence Neuro Rehab. I am a speech language pathologist, and I think I already said this, the owner of this clinic. I want to introduce Melinda. And Melinda, will you please tell me what you do and why you do it?
Yes. Hi, everybody. I am Melinda Stewart, and I am a massage therapist and structural integrationist here in Concord. So what I'm going to offer here is obviously massage therapy and structural integration for all the patients and their families, caregivers, and whatnot. I got into massage just because I love to help people and I love what the human body is capable of doing. I love to get into the mind of the muscles and the body to just really kind of dissect what it's doing, why it's doing it, how it's doing it to us, and then what I can do to facilitate all of my clients to live just a better, healthier, more comfortable life. So it's and for those of you that don't know, like, massage therapy is not just for relaxation and whatnot. It's really for overall wellness and health and well-being, because as long as our muscles and our mind and our body are in sync, then we can live a much more functional life. For structural integration is body work that actually kind of combines a little bit of physical therapy, a little bit of massage therapy, a little bit of chiropractic, and puts it all together in one kind of body work. So it really helps align your body so that it can move better in gravity, which is, I think, what's really going to benefit the patients here at Resurgence.
Absolutely.
I think, like, getting people back on their feet and back moving and being more comfortable in their bodies too, and knowing that their bodies are no longer like aliens to them, just getting them more connected. So
yeah, I heard a quote, and I can't remember where I read it. I want to say it was Jen Sincero, but she says something about how your body needs your spirit. No, your spirit needs your body in order to do the work you were put here to do, versus your body really needing your spirit. Like, your spirit really needs your body. And a lot of times when I start seeing people for therapy, they have lost their spirit because their body is not cooperating.
Exactly.
And so it's really, I think, going to be so beneficial.
Absolutely. I know that it's so frustrating for people to not be able to use their bodies the way that they used to, or the way that they know that they can. And the nice thing that the rewarding thing that I get to see is, like, seeing patients overcome some of those obstacles and seeing them, like, be able to do even just the little things, whether it's sit up straight or take a deeper breath or wiggle their toes or whatever it is. It's really phenomenal to see them connect again and then have hope.
Right.
Because
yes.
That's what we need.
Hope. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. It's very similar to my reason why. I'll get into that later. And then we have Delina, who I'll let her introduce herself because my words aren't going to be as great as yours.
My name's Delina Burke, and I am the functional nutrition coach here at Resurgence. And the reason that I got into this work, is that what we're doing right now? We can go ahead and do that right now. I struggled with depression and anxiety and autoimmune for a very long time. And I really kind of dipped my toe in traditional medicine for a minute, but I just didn't like when I was reading about side effects and all of those things, and I knew that there was a better way. So I started to use myself as my own guinea pig, per se, and just started researching a lot and getting into the holistic nutrition and supplement side, and was able to overcome a lot of my own struggles. And then I started having family members and friends come and say, well, how did you do that? And what's going on? And so I started to just thought, maybe I really loved it, because just talking about it and doing the research, and I'm kind of a research nerd. So I just thought, well, why don't I just get certified? So I went and got certified and started about 5 or 6 years ago online. And when the opportunity opened up to have an office here and partner with these fine, fabulous ladies, I jumped at the chance because all of us, like Melinda was just saying, we just want to give people hope. And there's just such an amazing, it's such an amazing opportunity and such an honor when people come in and they have struggled with autoimmune or they've struggled with different things, and then you're able to just help them through nutrition. Because so many people think nutrition is just about diet or losing weight or being skinny and all those societal pressures that we feel and we have, but it actually is about giving your body what it needs, just like massage, just like with what you do. It's about giving your body what it needs in order to restore itself, because it has that ability. And food and supplements can do that. And so my job here is people come in and we just talk about nutrition and break things down, like what blueberries can do and all of those. It's crazy how one green salad with almonds, blueberries, and some gorgonzola or something has such amazing healing properties and restoring properties. It's insane. And so just talking about that and then sharing with them what processed foods and the American diet actually can do to cause harm in your body. And once you just remove some of that and switch over to whole foods, holistic things, like the connection that people make and the way that they just are like, I can't believe how I feel. I can't believe that I could feel this way. I didn't think I could feel this way. Mm-hmm. And just also just going through misinformation and helping people understand some misinformation things about foods that we think are healthy. And once we do all of that, it's like you said, it's that connection that they make with their body, and their body starts being able to do things they never thought it could do again. And then the brain and the eyes and just the whole thing where they're just like, it's just like that aha moment that it's all connected. And so that's why I do what I do too, is that part is people just, it seems so simple, like massage and all the things that we do here. It just seems so simple, you know, watching you work with people in the back, you know, and going through what you do with words and all of the things that you do, and just the aha moments that they have, and it really gives them hope. And that's what we're about, is giving people hope.
Absolutely. So my fun story into speech language pathology is the fact that I started going to school to be a radio DJ.
Oh yes.
I started out, I was a radio DJ for a brief, maybe 6 months. I don't even remember.
Can you find those?
No.
Yes.
Please, God, don't go look.
I will look. I will find them.
Research it.
No.
You know I love research. I'm going to write it down.
Oh, God. But I found out that it was really, even though I love music and I love to talk, the politics of that industry were really, really bad. And it was the only job that I've ever quit and walked out without notice.
Wow.
I was done.
Wow.
There was a lot of being taken advantage of in that industry, and particularly as a woman. So I decided to not do anything other than manage a fast food restaurant for a while, and then all of a sudden I read this book, and it was like 101 things to do with a communication major. And speech pathology was in there, and I thought that I was going to wind up working with babies. I thought I was going to do early intervention and teach the skills, but then I got placed in an aphasia program, which is language loss after a brain injury or stroke, and I just fell in love. I fell in love with the adults and just taking a person who's only able to say one word or one phrase and being able to expand that, and then watching them realize that they just said something that was relevant to them. I mean, I'm getting chills now thinking about it. but then also I have this really close connection in people with Parkinson's, as everybody seems to know. And so being able to work with the adults with Parkinson's disease, being able to take somebody whose voice is basically just a whisper at some point, and being able to take them from that to being able to be heard through their house by their families, or be understood on the phone. Like, that's just the best feeling, to be able to help somebody do that. And it seems so small. I mean, it seems so small, but those are the small things that wind up being big
things,
very impactful for people. And so, when I started putting out the idea of Resurgence as a wellness community rather than just an outpatient therapy clinic, somehow, some way, we all got connected, and Delina and Melinda were all in, and I knew that their chosen businesses and professions were going to complement the needs of the people coming in this clinic so very well. A lot of these, especially the degenerative neurological diseases, they benefit so much from nutrition, because it's a matter of neurotransmitters. And your neurotransmitters are actually, they're made in your gut. And if you're not feeding your gut the way that it needs to be fed, you're lacking in those neurotransmitters, and then you get degenerative disease. And with that degenerative disease, you get things like rigidity and muscle tension and lots of pain. And we know that massage and structural integration can do so much for that. And it's amazing how much different your outlook becomes on life when your brain is clear and you don't hurt.
It's huge. So impactful. And that leads you to then even more successes, and more wins in life, because you start looking at life like depression, right? And your anxiety levels and everything, it's just kind of like everything mellows out, because there's a whole new lease on life.
Yes, absolutely. Let's talk about anxiety. I'm going a little bit off topic, but I feel like this is something that is really relevant, it seems, to a lot of people that I am surrounded by. This whole, I'm so anxious, and believe me, I get anxious.
Get it.
I get anxious a lot. They all know. But like, what is it? How do our chosen professions decrease anxiety? I mean, and what do we do in order to do that? Like, how can we help people in this community reduce their anxiety?
Do you want to go first?
I think that a lot of that comes down to mindset too, which I do mindset work in my practice. It's like one of the first things that I do. The first week or two of coaching is around mindset, and people are like, why are we doing that? And it's because the mindset, we all know our mindset around even just situations like today. I will admit, my mindset around this today, I was nervous, I was anxious, and waking up this morning, it was like your mind, it's just training your mind. Sorry, my mind can move really fast, and I have to like catch the words, because I'm like, well, it could do this and this and so waking up this morning, it's a practice of being like, wow, I'm gonna be in this video, and you start thinking about, what am I gonna look like, and what am I gonna say, and I'm gonna, how is this gonna turn out, and all the things, and having to retrain your mind to say, I am capable of this, and everything is gonna be great, and just having those mindset switches. It's what I call flipping the switch. Or, and so I think that's part of it is mindset. Part of it is all the other things that we do is giving people a way to look at life differently because of how they feel and the successes they're having. And of course, food is huge too, is if you're not giving your body what it needs to combat stress and anxiety, then that is a factor as well. or eating the wrong foods actually can contribute to
caffeine and your sugars and
preservatives and additives and all these people that think that sucralose and all of those things. I know I won't go there, but
don't go down the rabbit hole.
But those things actually contribute to depression and anxiety. And so people are thinking they're ingesting these things because they are healthier because it's not sugar, but it actually can contribute to that. And so it really is sort of, it can be a very large, this is my problem, it can be a very large picture. But I think the bottom line is really doing what you need for you, is finding out what do I need to do, what's gonna help me not feel anxious, whether it's I need to go for speech therapy so I can have successes, or I need to go for massage, I need to do these things for my body to not feel so tight, or maybe I need to switch up what I'm thinking or putting in my mind or in my body to help. Well, I don't know, that was a lot.
And I was gonna say too, it was really good. I was gonna say too that I think a lot of food choices are made because of a mindset.
Oh yeah, definitely.
100%.
I mean,
guilty.
For sure. This weekend, I won't talk about it. But I mean, the mindset block of eating healthy, like I know trying to convince my mom to eat like ground turkey. She expected
shame.
I know. She expected it to taste like ground beef. That's a mindset thing, right? It's a mindset thing. But once you realize that it doesn't taste like turkey bacon, doesn't taste like regular bacon, but it's still delicious. It's still good. It just tastes different. And so being able to get beyond that, it has a lot to do with, I think, making healthier food choices to feed your brain what it needs so that you're not anxious.
100%.
But what do I know? I'm just
no, that's so true. And there's things that you can eat that will help with that, and there's things that you can eat that help with pain. There's a study that was recently done that 20 cherries have the same and I'll send you the research if you comment. I'll send you the research, but it's as much as taking an ibuprofen. 20 cherries.
That's it.
So
let's go get some cherries.
And that's pain. But there's also things like when you're doing healthier fats, like you're doing your coconut oils and all of that. That helps with anxiety and depression. Your omegas, your B vitamins, all of that. So it's not just food, it's supplements as well that can help with that. But then in the middle of anxiety, when you're in it, making those choices to maybe have the dark chocolate with some adaptogens instead of like a Reese's, and that's hard. It's hard. I will admit that is hard. I mean, to an extent, it just depends on if you're getting the really good dark chocolate. You know what I mean? That's also very delicious, So, but I think anxiety, the biggest thing is really a mindset. It really is working on that mind. But giving yourself tools, to help with those things is a huge, big step to adapting and combating. I don't really like that word, but really being able to
it is combat in a way.
It is.
That's why
when you're in it, it is.
That's why I named it Resurgence. Everything that we go through mentally seems like a war. It's a war inside. Why am I anxious? Why do I feel this way? Why can't I get a hold of myself? Why am I like this? And you become at war with yourself, which only makes it all worse.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because then it gets cyclical.
Yeah.
So it's like you're anxious and you might, you're anxious, so then you may, I'll use binge eating or whatever, like you're anxious, and so you do go for that bag of Reese's. They're tiny little mini cups. What can one or two do?
For the whole bag.
Well, then it's the whole bag. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like you're like, I'll just have one or two.
And then you beat yourself up about it, and then you're
you,
anxious again. And
yeah,
then you do more,
and you're like, why can't I be better? Why can't I do better? And so I think part of what I do is helping people make those choices in that moment. Is really being like, if you have the tools that you need, if you have these switches, because one of the things I don't want to do is keep people from, I don't like restriction.
Right.
Yes.
Restriction is not, you can't keep up with it.
Yeah, it's not
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not sustainable. That's what I was looking for. That's why.
Hooked you.
Like, we're like, you know, the one brain here, but it's not sustainable. And so it's like people come to me and they're like, well, I'm drinking all this soda and I just really love soda, and so I'm like, Poppy, try some Poppy, try Olipop, try one of those prebiotic sodas that only have 2 grams of sugar and they help heal your gut. Or chocolate, try this instead. Or I really love chips, and it's like, well, try a handful of plantains instead. You still get that salty crunch, but you're getting potassium, you're getting magnesium. So it's those kinds of things, and now I'm getting
I love
into
living
the
in your
weeds.
brain.
I know. Now I'm getting into the weeds, but it's those moments of anxiety is having the mindset of just believing in yourself at the moment and being like, another thing is deep breathing.
So I was going to touch on that,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's the
talk
one
on
thing
that.
massage will be extremely beneficial for people with anxiety, is that with massage is that we get you into your body, out of your head and into your body.
Yeah.
And that is so important in combating anxiety, is like getting out of this into your breath, which then puts you into your body.
Yes.
And we can do that on the massage table, and then also give you tools to do it at home, grounding you.
Yeah, I was gonna
Right?
touch on
Massage
that
therapy
too.
is
Yeah,
extremely grounding,
yeah.
because it is a, connection to the therapist to the earth, and the earth, will ground you. So massage therapy is extremely beneficial for any kind of anxiety. It also helps lower blood pressure, so it's just a whole chemical kind of reaction when you get massage.
It releases those important neurotransmitters,
Absolutely.
the ones that make us happy.
Happy hormones. And so and even if you're on the massage table and you find yourself talking to us and you're spiraling in the stuff, that's okay too, because it does need to come out.
Yes.
But then the massage itself manually will get you in your body, because you're going to feel it, right? You're going to feel that connection. And then also you're going to air out your dirty laundry, and then your therapist is going to go, okay, now let's take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Or, let me touch your feet and just settle you down for a minute, because that's my job,
Yeah.
I'm the one that's supposed to help you through that and then get you back into your body. And that's going to be the quickest way for people to combat anxiety, is to just seriously get into your body, out of your head and into your body, and do that with breath. It's going to be the most important thing.
Do you 4-7-8? Is it 4-7-8 breathing?
Some, yes, but or box breathing.
The box breathing,
like
yeah.
4-4-4-4.
I like the
Yes.
box breathing, and I teach that a lot. So for me, working with people with Parkinson's, they are lacking in the dopamine, which fights anxiety. So generally, when I see people with Parkinson's, they're very anxious.
Yeah.
And so, again, all of this lends itself so well to the overall healing. Because here's the thing, when you're anxious, you cannot think right.
Yes. No.
You cannot make good decisions when you're anxious, because then your body is in that fight or flight reflex.
Yeah.
And when you are in that state of anxiety for a long period of time, you start to lose your memory, because you can't focus on anything because you're so anxious.
Yeah.
And so doing cognitive therapy is one of the therapies that I do. And even if people don't have a neurological diagnosis, even just people with anxiety who notice difficulty with their memory could very much benefit from nutrition coaching and massage therapy just to decrease that anxiety so that you can make good sound decisions. Life is hard enough.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let us help.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think really that's kind of why we all came into this situation.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, not the people that come in for me are going to benefit from them, and some of the people that come in from them may very well benefit from physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, or maybe even just a nice visit with Rochelle at the window.
Yes.
Yes. So it's like, we've got you, and it's really important for me in my mission and my vision to provide an alternative to corporate healthcare.
Amen.
Yeah.
I feel that, I know that from working in it for so very long, it's just not conducive to positive patient outcomes. And I love that I have found other healthcare providers in the area that actually feel that same way too, because a lot of times we think that we're alone on this island. Like, I can't be the only one who really doesn't like being told how long I have to see my clients for, and if they need me for longer, I can't. Right? That's not okay, because I'm here for the client. And so I just feel so grateful to have you all here in this building to be able to help me with this.
Well, I'm so grateful for you opening up a safe place like this for patients and for clients to be able to get the help and the therapy that they need on their terms. And I mean, that's huge. So thank you for your vision.
You're welcome.
Tear.
Yeah. So, with that being said, we're just going to wrap this lovely video up. We went a little bit over, but that's okay.
We go down rabbit holes.
We do. And we do want to bring value to this community. So if you have questions for Delina, for Melinda, or for myself, please feel free to comment below, and we will do our best on our next video, which we're going to try to release monthly. We're going to try on our next video to answer those questions. So thank you all so much for joining, and we look forward to seeing you again. Bye.
Come see us.